When we're doing the oncology drug discovery from the clinical point of view, one key component is whether we have a model that's really translate to the clinic. That means you need a system correlated with clinical well. And the best so far, the system is using the patient-derived xenograft called PDX, but that usually take a long time. And in order to overcome that hurdle, people began to using the organoid IC. But traditional organoid IC is running on a plate. The way it administers the drug is limited its application. So because when we're giving the drug, usually should be in the systemic way instead of just the drop on the surface of the cells. And for that purpose, we developed a patented technology called the mini PDX. Literally, it's an in vivo version of the organoid IC. We get a fresh patient sample and we put in a mini capsule and implement it into the mice. Then we're giving the drug systemically for 7 to 10 days. With this system, and that's so far already have more than 50 AACR publication, and that's all by the different hospital PI that have been demonstrated this system correlate with clinic very well, more than 80 to 90%. For that reason, and more biotech and the pharmaceutical company began to use this tool for the clinical indication identification. So we get fresh patient sample and we try to see, shall we go to cholangiocarcinoma or breast cancer or brain cancer? So instead of try patient, we can try with those kind of the in vivo version of the organoid to determine the clinical indication. So that's become one of the important component for this 4-in-1 translational platform.
I think the bottleneck for the translational research must have clinical mindset. The way you think, the way you plan the study, way you do analysis. The key is whatever we do in the preclinical level is try to support the clinical design, the research as well. So when we discussed with Professor Lee another day, the 3 key things, right, for the clinical trial to make it successful is one is the right indication. Second is the right biomarker, and the third is the right combination strategies. So while we're planning in the preclinical levels, we need to make sure to address those 3 questions to make sure those data can support the clinical trial. So for myself, is for any preclinical scientist, they need the clinical mindset.
We know there's a lot of public information out there, and currently this vast information are being manually curated and integrated by basically people searching the internet and creating their databases, generating reports, slides, right? They're manual and they're inefficient, and decision makers read the report and maybe move on to the next work and forget about it. So AI can actually act like a Bayesian to very efficiently integrate all the public information combined with the preclinical data and with the QSP analysis to improve the study and then the design and the conduct of the clinical trials. And therefore, the 4-in-1 platform through this Bayesian and AI platform can really bring the next level of clinical research and clinical development for the sponsors.
Now we know that KRAS mutation is resistant to Erbitux. But actually, 10 or 15 years ago, we don't know. So we just, all of the colorectal cancer patients will accept the Erbitux. But actually, not all the patients get benefit from the Erbitux. But after we confirming the KRAS mutation is the key, the biomarker for Erbitux. So right now, we don't treat the patients with the Erbitux if the patients are the RAS mutated, the patient, or BRAF mutated, the patients. So for this point, right now we have to find out which the target is not a target patients. I mean, the patient will definitely not get benefit from this if the mutation occurred or if the protein is not positive. So this drug is definitely not active for this kind of the patients. So we will use the clinical how to say the finding to help the company to overcome this obstacle.
LIDE has uniquely created those collaborations and partnerships with leading PIs like Dr. Li in Gobrald Hospital in China to be able to very quickly recruit the type of patients that are required to validate the preclinical program, as well as use our platform and our mini PDX that we've established over many years now to be able to prove that the mini PDX is statistically relevant to the clinic, and then partner with partners like Yuan to be able to validate the statistical and AI technology to be able to accelerate that translation. So we've uniquely put this platform together to be able to offer it to our collaborators in the US, in Europe, and all over the world, so that they can leverage those collaborations that we've already put in place. And like you heard earlier, be able to accelerate their clinical trials by a significant margin by the partnership and the collaborations we've put together in the 4-in-1 platform.
Very excited to share that we're launching this new platform called 4-in-1 translational platform. So this is utilizing LIDE's capabilities in oncology, preclinical and translational side, using our experience, but more importantly, leveraging the experience and capabilities of our upstream and downstream partners. So together, we're building a platform that goes from the bedside to the bench and then back to the bedside to help patients get the newest, most innovative oncology drugs faster and cheaper.
For a good phase 1 clinical study, we have to have a right indication, the biomarker, and the right combination. So we can make the clinical study quicker, cheaper, and definitely maybe the company who developed the drug will be the winner. So for the very good phase 1 clinical study, we have to make sure the patients are enriched by the biomarker, so we can provide the good combination of several parts, components for the book design. Statistical design, a good QSP for the good start of the dosage, and what dosage is the targeted dosage of RP2D. So and also we have to have a good biomarker. So this consortium is a combination of 4 parts. So the QSP and statistical design, and also biomarker design, and also the clinical study. We work together. So that is 4-in-1 consortium.
The idea is, Professor Li just mentioned the success of the clinical trial upon the indications, biomarkers, and the company strategies. You can do everything in a clinical trial, time-consuming, expensive, and success rate is very low as well. How are we going to prove that in the preclinical setting? That's the key question. So that's why we use a mouse clinical trial to try to mimic what happened in the clinics. We'll try various, different cohorts, different indications, bladders, prostate, whatever it is, to find the right indication. And at the same time, we'll hopefully find the right biomarker for this. At the same time, we'll combine with the statistical analysis, not just standard t-test one way or another. We're working with Professor G. We'll try to use a Bayesian design, try to make sure we use the right minimum numbers, give you significant readout. That's another thing. And back on this QSP, we will try to do is try to find the the first dose in human. Because we found the right first dose in human, you minimize use of less patients and found the lowest efficacy dose so they can start the clinical trials. So that's a kind of a way we combine all the full platform together, try to provide a one-stop service to our sponsors and make sure that they have successful, clinical trials. That's my comments on that. Right. And maybe I can refer that to the Professor G comments a bit further about the QSPs, how they help the early clinical trials. Thank you.
Sure. I think this is an expertise from our but missing partner here, Dr. Chen Zhao from Nanjing in China. He's not here today. By no means, I'm not an expert in QSP. I think QSP stands for quantitative and systems pharmacology. Quantitative pharmacology is a pretty mature scientific discipline. Basically, it's based on mathematical modeling using preclinical and clinical data to predict the responses and pharmacology outcomes for patients, but using animal data. I think that's my understanding of quantitative pharmacology, but I think the novelty of QSP is the systems part. It actually added another layer to this modeling where it looks at the systems biology. So not just the pharmacology part, but also the genetics, the network and the genetic interactions between different molecules into their mathematical modeling. That's how, as far as I can tell, but I think it's an emerging but very powerful science that augment the traditional quantitative pharmacology.
If you see you want to do the translation work, one of the key factor you have to consider is timing. If you're running the traditional PDX model, that need to take 4 to 6 months, and the mini PDX only need to 7 to 14 days. Because there's a faster turnaround and the high correlation, and we were able to use that for the fresh patient sample and to do the study. But in the mice, so it's in the preclinical stage, in that is very cost-effective way. And this patented technology, since already have so many publications supporting that correlate with clinic, is getting more and more widely used by the pharma and the biotech, and that's our kind of the competition edge. This is our own patented technology. Because of those, it's faster and also cost-effective and also correlate with clinic. And because of those, and people began to use that for the drug screen, and also when they using the fresh patient sample to run the mini PDX mouse trial, that will become the valuable tool for the clinical indication identification.
So I think, as you've heard from my colleagues, comprehensive translatability from preclinical to clinical, and really the accuracy in terms of which we can deliver. I think from a biotech perspective, it's competitive advantage. Every biotech is looking for that competitive advantage to advance their program, their compound faster to the clinic than their other colleagues in the industry. And I think this platform uniquely enables that for biotechs globally to leverage the leading PIs in China and globally in terms of AI technology, and then access to the clinical samples that they need to make sure that they can translate that drug with higher probability than their competitors. So I think LIDE and our partners have uniquely combined those resources to make it easy for the biotechs to contact one team to be able to fulfill those needs for them.
4-in-1 platform makes the clinical study quicker, cheaper, and the patients will be winner.
I think it's I would say the accuracy. So the accuracy stands it gives the right the indications when we select the mouse clinical trials. Make sure when you move to the clinical trials, you can have the right indications. So and then we'll hopefully find the right biomarkers that to do that. So Roman says, what we try to provide is the accuracy and the shortcut your early development time. That's my take-home message.
So using fresh patient sample to run the mini PDX mouse trial and with IL-5, that is a powerful tool for clinical indication identification. If you can try something in mice, do not directly try on patient.
I think the 4-in-1 platform, especially now we're adding the AI component. The word I'm thinking is comprehensive. So for a biotech company or even a major pharma, with our platform, they can have probably most of their clinical needs fulfilled. The one component I think we are leveraging, which is not included, is the clinical CRO part, where the service is directly interacting with patients and operation of the clinical research. But other than that, but that part can be actually covered by Dr. Jing Li, who is the leading PI of the clinical trial, right? But otherwise, I can't think of anything that this platform cannot fulfill, especially with the addition of the AI component. It can cover most of the scientific decision making and then most of the data collection and analysis using advanced statistics and quantitative methods.
Collaboration is a key takeaway. Our team wants to collaborate and be your partner to be able to really fulfill all of your preclinical and clinical needs.
Our clients, they'll gain superior advantage by utilizing our technology altogether.
To the pharmaceutical company, I would like to say, come to us, we will work together.
My words would be efficiency, right? So because we got full platform, you can just come to us. We offer the different thought from 4 different angles, and also we integrate it with the AIs. Hopefully improve the efficiencies, make sure drugs quickly move to the clinical trials and successfully get approved by the FDA, etc. That's my take-home message. Thanks.
Mini PDX is a powerful tool for the clinical indication identification. So if you encounter the problem for the clinical indication identification, try to talk to us.